This episode of the Hook It podcast is once again supported by 35 Bikes. 35 Bikes are dedicated to bringing you the best bike components for the best price. And listeners to the Hook It podcast can now take advantage of a special offer. All you have to do is head to 35bikes.com and use promo code podcast, that's promo code podcast at checkout, and you'll get 15% off your entire order. Or head to your local bike shop and just ask for 35 Bikes products. This episode is also supported by Sax Underwear. And for anyone listening who's heading to Fort William in a couple of weeks for the Downhill World Cup, just head on over to the Sax stand and you'll get 10% off anything that you want just by mentioning the Hook It podcast. Just mention it, 10%. Bosh. Let's get on with the show. Welcome to the Hook It podcast, endorsed by @OW_23. Add me, tag me. Follow me. Please follow me. All right, welcome back everyone to another episode of the Hook It podcast. This is episode number 27, and thanks a bunch for checking in and coming over and listening to this episode. As always, I like to kick this thing off by saying a huge thank you to everyone for listening, for leaving a review on iTunes. If you haven't, please head over to iTunes and leave us a review. Just let us know what you think. Even my mum did one last week, which was crazy, kind of cool, a little bit weird. But yeah, if you haven't left a review, please do that. It makes a world of difference. And obviously, thank you for all the engagement on social media, for people reaching out, leaving us feedback or whatever it is. Like, it's much appreciated. If you're a new listener, then welcome to the show. Head over, listen to some more episodes in the back catalogue. There's some pretty cool ones already loaded and ready for you to listen to. And if you're an old listener, then welcome back. It's always great to have you all here. Before we crack on, I want to say a massive thank you again, really. The last episode with Boris, Mad Dog, went down really well. A little more long form than what we usually put out, but I think when the situation allows us to, it's really cool just to hang out for a little longer and just chat. It just sort of depends on the guest really and time frames. But yeah, going to aim to do more of the long form ones like that. We'll see. Just secured 5 more guests who are epic. There's going to be an amazing few podcasts coming pretty soon for you guys. So that's going to be really cool. This one with Eddie Masters is a great episode. Unfortunately, it was a little rushed, so it's a little bit kind of shorter than what we usually do. So we've kind of gone from one extreme to the other. But hey, obviously this was on the eve of the Steel City race. Eddie was in town literally for one evening. We had some Wi-Fi problems, which meant that we ended up doing this a little later than we anticipated. And if I'm honest, I kind of didn't want to just keep him here, just chatting to me. So we threw down an episode. It's good. It's funny. Some good stories. And hopefully you guys enjoy it. So let's welcome to the show, Eddie Masters. All right, dude. Button's been pressed. We're rocking and rolling. It's always weird because we just chatted and then I press that thing and it's like start again. Yeah. But yeah, thank you, man. Really appreciate you doing this. For anyone who is listening, it's Friday night. Obviously, Ed's stoked to be doing this on a Friday night as a pro mountain biker, not out partying.
Especially on the eve of the biggest race of the season, the Steel City Downhill.
People are coming from miles around.
We've come from the other side of the world for it. So
you did it a few years ago too, didn't you?
Yeah, no, it was awesome. Sick. I've basically wanted to come back for the last few years. Unfortunately, don't have my Barnsley Rugby Football Union kit this year, but yeah.
Right, it's crazy though how much it's grown. It's absolutely insane. From I remember the first year and it been pretty busy and stuff, and everyone got an entry, and now it's fucking hell, everyone's just fighting for entries and stuff. It's wild.
Yeah, I was trying to explain to Rupert how 3,000 people come and watch one of the flattest minute-long downhill races, and that there's a whip-off on a 2-metre double. Yeah, you kind of have to see it to believe it.
Definitely. It's a cool race. I'm pretty excited for it. I'll be heading over tomorrow. At some point. I don't know when, but I usually race it, if I'm honest with you. But again, being totally honest, I've got smoked the last few years. So I'm just not going to bother.
Well, when I did it, I thought I'd put down a pretty good run, and I ended up second, and Petey put like 4 seconds into me.
Really?
And I was like, where do you find the time on that track? He must have a blueprint of every rock on the course, because
I think he knows that thing. But Craig, who you're staying with, obviously, Craig Evans, pretty well. I think he beat Steve in the first run last year.
Yeah.
And then I was up on the start gate. Steve came up and like game face was on, dude. It was like, yeah, take no mercy. Gotta win this thing.
I think Loose Dog was saying that when Craig beat Petey on the first run, he went and swapped bikes for the second. So yeah, he must have been taking it pretty seriously.
Yeah. He's trained all year for this.
Yeah.
All right, man. So best way usually we like to kick these things off is to do like a brief introduction from yourself, who you are, what you do, if that's all right, because I don't want to do you any injustice and miss a load of stuff out. So I'll let you do a brief intro.
Okay. Should I just take it away?
Take it away, buddy. Take it away.
Okay, sweet. So for those of you that don't know me, my name's Eddie Masters. I'm a New Zealand native, 27 years young. I'm a unemployed rally driver, currently employed downhill mountain biker, and semi-employed enduro racer. In my spare time, I like to ride fat bikes, take the piss out of everything in the sport, and that's about what I get up to.
Yeah, pretty much spot on, I think.
That's me to a T.
Amazing.
Nice to meet everyone who's listening.
Yeah, hopefully there's a couple of people. There'll be one or two.
Yes.
Some people might have turned off by now, let's be honest.
Yeah, we have. It's just going to be 20 minutes of dribble, no doubt.
So how did you, I know this was a bit of an open question, but how did you end up becoming a professional mountain bike rider, or whatever it is that you do?
Well, it was never really my plan. Straight out of school, I had no aspirations to go to work, so I went to university, had a good time, probably picked up a few bad habits.
A few diseases?
Yeah, a few diseases and a few bad habits, and and then luckily there was I was riding and stuff well before that. First year racing World Cups and went four races and didn't qualify at any of them. But I kind of got the bug and really enjoyed traveling around and having a good time with all the boys. So went back to the drawing board, 2013. Picked a bike that I thought was good for me and decided to take it a little bit more seriously and actually run some stuff that wasn't going to break every run.
What were you on before?
The first year I rode a pivot, and I thought that I was going to set the world on fire, so I had the lightest everything and had a kit with my name on the back and stuff.
Oh, baller.
Yeah, just trying to be someone who I wasn't. The second year I went back to basically being an idiot and just ran a holiday shirt and had a zeroed with a gearbox that weighed 45 pounds but didn't break. And managed to pick up a few good results as a privateer and traveling around in a van with some good mates. And then got the call up from Bergamont that they were looking for some riders, and at that time me and Matt Walker were trying to put together a team kind of off the back of what we've been doing that previous year. I managed to sell them on the idea of just letting us put together a team. So,
right.
Yeah, I've been doing that for this is my 4th season riding for them. And, haven't looked back since, really.
No, for sure. So you almost like still a team manager?
Yeah. So I basically, I just manage everything that's to do with the team, like to get us racing. So like travel, accommodation, I actually do quite a lot of the cooking as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Bit of a chef, are you?
I wouldn't fancy myself as a chef, but if you let everyone go loose on the team card, we wouldn't make it past 2 races. So I try and keep control of the finances and the food.
Makes sense. I remember Bowman telling me a story once in Norway at a World Cup that they let him go to the store and buy food for the team, and he got the exchange rate muddled up and spent some ridiculous amount of money on food, and it was just like, oh shit, like almost maxed out the syndicate.
Oh, you'd be surprised how quickly it adds up if you send someone to the supermarket to buy lunch every day, and then they come back with everything under the sun. You're like, ooh, okay, maybe I'll start doing this.
Makes sense. Sick, dude. Sounds good. So, right, okay. So, off season. It's always good to hear what people get up to in the off season. I think it's pretty cool, especially you, because you seem to enjoy it. What's the party to ride ratio through the off season? Is it swinging towards party or?
Well, I'm kind of like, you got to work hard to play hard.
Yeah.
So, and I really enjoy trail riding. So, like, we do like serious amount of Ks when we're in Queenstown. The climbs are pretty savage, and then I work with the trainer 4 times a week in the gym. And outside of that, I think I kind of treat myself with a little bit of partying to let the hair down. Lack of hair at the moment, but
let it weigh down.
So, we have a good time. Yeah. No, we have a really good time, and it's a bit of that kind of town, living in Queenstown. Tourists, and especially like it becoming a bit of a mountain bike mecca. There's always an influx of fresh faces that also want to let their hair down. So you kind of do get dragged out quite a bit.
Yeah, it's crazy how it's become almost like another Whistler over the last 3 or 4 years, maybe a little more. I don't know. But
just the amount of riding that you can do is unreal. So like, it's not uncommon to like ride all 3 of your bikes every day, down a bike, trail bike, dirt jump bike, and everything's like right on your doorstep. So we're pretty lucky, and you definitely kind of end up taking it for granted, especially with the guys in the UK who are just slogging it out, when we can just,
I mean,
pick a couple
you're
of
here
hours
right now,
and
it's summer, and it's been raining for a week. It's pretty brutal.
Yeah. Sorry to all the English guys out there, but
it is what it is.
Have it pretty hard.
But it is what it is. It makes you a stronger person, apparently. I'm not so sure.
But this off season was pretty fun. We managed to get kicked out of our flat, which was one thing.
Yeah, go on, man. The story needs to come out, man. There's like, I don't know if you saw the listener questions, but it was like one of the top ones was tell the story about the I didn't know it was a flat, but yeah. So
it was so like we had a share house, which was like basically a dilapidated mansion with multi-million-dollar views over Queenstown.
Right. Who's in it then? Who are we talking? Who's the crew?
So it's just no one people would really know, just like the solid crew that I always live with in Queenstown.
Right.
And we always end up inheriting a few Vanzacks that live on couches. So there was Dave McMillan and Jackson Davis both living in vans that they'd acquired.
Right.
Acquired, which was basically the vans had broken down somewhere and they'd managed to just tow them up the hill and were living in them. So they were living on the lawn, and then there was a few other people camped out in the lounge and stuff. But the few years leading up, we've always thrown like an annual house party, and they've kind of escalated each year to a bigger and bigger thing.
Right.
So, and in true fashion, being pretty, welcoming guys, we thought we'd invite everyone. So, which entailed making it. Well, Queenstown's quite good because there's no aggro or anything. There's no fights or anything. It's pretty good natured. So we handed out 500 flyers around town. And made it public on Facebook and put out a few promo videos as well. And by about 9:30, 10 o'clock that night, there was 350 people in our backyard.
So good.
It was sick. And it was like it kind of got a bit blown up in the media afterwards. But,
why? Did it make like the news or anything like that? Or
it was like, I think it was maybe front page or page 2 in the like New Zealand Herald.
Holy shit!
Which then online kind of got shared around quite a lot.
Yeah.
And then Queenstown's quite a small place, so like they were looking for a story, but they made it sound like it was like a little bit out of control, but it wasn't really. It was actually pretty tame. Everyone was just having a good time, and we kind of like had it outside, centered around our mini ramp. And,
yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, there was 150 people who got a flyer who didn't turn up. That's pretty disappointing.
Yeah, I know.
Where are those guys?
Well, I think by the time they got, because we were seriously enforcing the funnel on entries. So there was actually like 100-meter line down our driveway.
Oh my god!
People trying to get in.
Do you remember that Aussie kid who did it? Oh man, what was his name?
Yeah, Corey Worthington.
Corey, that's him. Corey Worthington. Yeah. I was living in Australia when that happened. It was so funny.
Yeah.
He was on the news and they're like, so what would you tell anyone who's considering doing one of these house parties who is like, yeah, get me to organise it for you? It's like, yeah.
You can, if anyone's listening, if you haven't seen the clip on YouTube, it's well worth a watch.
Genius.
Just Google Corey Worthington. Yeah.
So
yeah, and then because there was articles written in the paper, our landlord or the letting agency wasn't very stoked because they were mentioned and stuff.
Who'd have thought?
So they wanted to kick us out, and yeah. They wanted to take our security deposit as well, which was like $3,500, and we didn't do any damage to the house at all. So we were like, nah, we'll see you in court. So I got to play lawyer for a day, and which was actually really fun.
You do represent yourself?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So I studied up on the Tenancy Act and stuff, and the end outcome was that we did have to move out, but we kept our security deposit, so it was a bit of a stalemate, really.
Yeah. That sounds sweet though. So good.
Yeah, no one. Yeah, like someone was telling me, no one will remember the court or the papers articles, but everyone will remember the party. So yeah.
Just out of interest, what was the headline? Do you know?
I think it was "Party Over for Queenstown's Most Cooked," because we had a page where we'd post up stupid videos of people, and it was called Queenstown's Most Cooked, and they hosted the party.
Amazing. Absolute genius, dude. Respect. Massive. So you're homeless right now then, technically, or not?
No. Well, I was already moving out because I'm coming over to go racing.
Yeah.
And we didn't get the result from the court case till Tuesday, and I had to leave on Monday, so I kind of had to plan for the worst and move all my stuff out anyway in case we got kicked out. And then all the other boys, because Queenstown's going through a bit of a housing crisis,
right?
They all kind of made alternate plans just in case we did get kicked out. So, yeah, everyone just quickly switched to Plan B as soon as we got the news.
Okay, that's pretty amazing, dude.
Yeah.
You pretty much living on the road right now then, as the season goes along, or do you head back to Queenstown in between races?
No, I basically, some people choose to go home during the season, but I stay over here. So it's pretty busy for us. We've I think there's only 2 or 3 weekends off during the whole season.
Oh, right, wow.
From now.
Yeah.
So it's pretty full on. Okay. And when we're not on the road, we basically just based out of Morzine. So
sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, you got to get out of Sheffield. I mean, Sheffield's amazing, but
yeah. As much as I love the place.
Yeah.
I just
Just wait till it's sunny, which is pretty rare.
Yeah.
Oh man. So you're doing full EWS series as well as the World Cups then? Is that how it's working?
No, I just pick and choose with the EWSs. So did Madeira last weekend, and then obviously did Rotorua because it was in New Zealand.
Yep. That went pretty good too, right?
Yeah.
Shit.
That was sick.
Okay.
I was pleasantly surprised. Yeah, I didn't think I was going to be leading an EWS going into the last stage, but it was good fun.
Really good.
We had a real solid crew. It was me, Craig Evans, Rat Boy, Matt Walker. We were riding around together, and it was a pretty tough day slogging it out in the mud. But we had some good banter to keep everyone going.
Fuel you along.
Yeah. So it was. I think that's what. Yeah, everyone was just chilled, and we were just pretty relaxed. So and all of us did really well, which was mint.
Yeah, for sure. Is it a bit? Oh man, how do I word this? A bit weird being stood on a podium when you've took the piss out of the sport for a little while.
Well, I kind of just backed up what I always said I was going to do.
Good point, actually.
Yeah.
That should have been your little podium speech, eh? Just, you'll head back and watch Spirit of Enduro, pretty much gone through it and ticked it all off.
I'm sure there'll be some Euros out there studying it up. Yeah.
Sick though, man. Good result. Really good result.
Yeah, no, I was stoked. It was kind of it's kind of funny because you like spend it was almost like because it's so unexpected, you're just like, oh, I just got an EWS podium, but like had it been like a World Cup podium, you would have been like fully blown away. But it's kind of just like, oh, okay, sweet.
It's rad though, man. Home country, I guess, and
no, it was cool, and then all 3 Kiwis on the podium.
Yeah, and obviously Win won it, which is also really cool.
Yeah, no, it was
It's a bit of rivalry though, no doubt. But hey, we don't have to get into that. I'm sure you have that question all the time. So
I think he knew I threw it away.
Yeah. Make sure you remind him of that all the time.
That's why I definitely keep reminding him in case he forgets. He's got a pretty short-term memory anyway.
So obviously then after Rotorua, you got World Cup round 1. Crazy race, I guess. Obviously, I mean, I've got written down your result. Where did you qualify and stuff? Were you in that top?
I had a pretty cruisy run in qualies. I think I qualied like 34th or 36th, maybe.
Right.
Which is kind of where I wanted to slot into.
Yeah.
Especially with the run I had. So I was like, oh, sweet. Everything's on track for race run. And then just unfortunately, just about 30 seconds into my run in the race run, I just landed on a rock, exiting one of the top rock gardens and snapped the spider and chainring on my cranks. And that just locked me out. So I just had to cruise down.
Cruise around.
Which was I've never had a proper mechanical except for a flat tire in a race run. So I was like, kind of take it on the chin and on we go to Fort William.
Yeah.
But it was definitely a crazy race. I was like, when I was watching the top guys come down, it was like, well, the other guys who would be racing for the championship at the end of the season.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit, they're risking it. They're risking it at the first race to just get down the hill.
Crazy. It totally turned the whole thing on its head, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean, the dude who won, whose name I always can't pronounce and can't remember.
Fayol.
Yeah, his run was legit anyway. That was a good run.
Well, that's what, I think a lot of the keyboard warriors out there probably don't see that. But I think his run could have been the winning run, or it would have been top 3 runs of the day.
Yeah, I agree.
Regardless of conditions.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
But
and he was on a Stormer the year before. I think he qualified 11th. In 2016, and then blew his tyre off.
Okay.
And he was same thing, had some good splits, and was right up there the year before. So it's definitely, and he got a podium in Andorra. So yeah. It's not like it's an out of the blue result. The guys,
it's legit.
Turn.
Thanks for the stats though, man. My race knowledge is pretty bad, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a numbers guy. So.
Oh really? Do you want to come back and do this again?
I just seem to remember times and things. So. Yeah.
But crazy race, man. Like you said, it turned it all on its head. Top 20 or so, wet, horrible. What's I mean, it wouldn't be a mountain bike conversation without getting your take on 29ers. Where you at with that? What do you think?
I'm all. At the end of the day, it's our job to go as fast as we can down the hill.
Yeah.
And if there are no rules in the way, and it's obviously faster, you got to do it. I guess it's kind of likening if you're running late to work and there's a bus, a carpool lane, you're going to go down that because it's faster, even if everyone doesn't like you for doing it.
True.
Good
point.
You're going to make it to work on time. So So we've got one in the works just because everyone else does. So I think I'm interested out of curiosities.
Have you ridden one yet or no?
We're going up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, going up to Fort William to try it.
Okay.
But I'm interested to see, because from what I've heard is and having ridden 29 trail bikes is it makes the riding feel kind of easier.
Uh-huh.
a bit less out of control. You don't kind of like slap and sharp turns as much. It's more like fluid. But I'd like to see like how the feeling on the bike translates to like times on the clock.
And that's the thing, I guess, after round one, apart from quali, like nobody really knows because
and then like
really
you can't really,
shot.
You definitely can't. I think like the best test would be like put someone who's coming 40th on 29er and see how they gain, because I think the top guys, they're always going to be the top guys, regardless of what wheel size they ride.
Yeah, for sure. You're right. Never really thought about it like that, if I'm honest. But
also kind of got a theory that like at the end there is a speed. Maybe there's like the most like the fastest you can ride a bike down the track.
Yeah.
So whether 27.5, whether 29 is going to like make the times much faster, I don't know, because there is a maximum speed you could hit a turn, I guess, before you like traction. So like, are those top boys already like maxing out the times down the course? So it'll be interesting to see.
Good point. Yeah, I didn't really think about it like that. I can't remember what it's called. Is it? It's like if you throw a cat out of an airplane.
It's
terminal
like
velocity. Yeah, it's like terminal velocity. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's interesting to see because like you look at Fort William with Danny winning and like coming second 1.5 seconds, but like that could have happened anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Regardless.
Yeah, localish kind of track, rides you a lot.
Yeah.
It's true. There's not really been a test. I think Fort William is going to be pretty interesting. And I think a few more teams are probably going to have one. Obviously, I'm guessing Danny's going to ride his.
Yeah. I think Danny will ride hers. G's out, but I think Muddy will probably ride the Trek one.
Yeah.
I think all the common style guys will have them. Looks like Intense have already got theirs going.
Yeah, so I saw that on social medias too. It's pretty funny. I had Loic on here a few months ago, like mid off season, I'd say.
Yeah.
And he went on this epic rant. Like, you've got to listen to it. It's so funny. Just like slaying the whole 29er thing, like saying how stupid it was. He'd never ride one. And then I think maybe in the back of his mind, things might be changing. I don't know, but he's gonna have to go back on his word a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
So
like, I just hope that there's still some of the like top guys that are on 27. So that you just because then you can compare it. You know, if everyone changes to 29, and then you've got nothing to compare it. So
yeah, good point. So we'll see what happens. Fort William's going to be interesting, man. And
it definitely will be.
For you were hauling last year.
Yeah, hopefully. The plan is definitely to try and get down the bottom in one piece. Yeah, I've always liked Fort William.
Uh-huh.
Like I always think the track's pretty sick, and I like that kind of style track. So yeah, I'd be really really keen to lay down a run for once.
That was a hell of a run in qualies last year, second.
Yeah.
And then you were hauling for the first few corners.
Yeah. Nah.
I don't know.
I'll just.
It's going to be interesting. Do you put much pressure on yourself though with racing these days, or are you pretty chilled out about it? I mean, obviously you look chilled out.
Yeah, I'm pretty chilled out. Like, there's definitely. I don't know. Like, so I think it was 2015. I had I started the year injured, but then I basically went top 20 at every race.
Yeah.
For the remainder of the season, we had 4 or 5 in a row.
Uh-huh.
So then I kind of got a little bit complacent. I was like, I really want to get a top 10. So last year was my only goal was to get a top 10, and I think that was kind of it was maybe my undoing because I spent the the whole year trying to just ride out of my skin for that one result.
Uh-huh.
Whereas obviously the speed and everything was there. I just didn't. Maybe I was just pushing it a little too hard.
Yeah.
And you could definitely I'd always have a couple. I was Andorra. I was 5th with 1 split to go, and then crash, and then Fort William quali second, just crash. So I actually only did finish 3 race runs last year, which was yeah.
But, we shouldn't laugh, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's cool.
So I think I'll just take a bit more of a chilled approach and just just ride how I want to ride, and rather than like chase a certain result at a certain track. If it happens, it happens. Yeah, but like you kind of just learn these things as you go. So like, you try something, doesn't work, back to the drawing board.
Yeah, definitely. And sometimes it can take a year to figure out that it's not working, and then you just have to start afresh the next season, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. So that's about where I'm at. It's so like having a bit of a shitter at Lords, it's not really an issue because
everyone else did.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think I'm like one of the You probably been like I'm like beating like.
Oh man, you beat anyone who was in the top 20. I think everyone was like around 70th. So positives really. If you look at it like that.
Gwyn. I think I got Gwyn chasing me down at Fort William, so it should be fun.
Oh really? Sweet.
I smoked boys last year. It was all good.
Hilarious. I love it. So as far as like the team goes, obviously the team structure is relatively the same. You still like the team manager and stuff. Like how much has the team sort of changed over the years with you being team manager? Is it easier for you now because it's not as much as I wouldn't say privateer effort, but you know?
Yeah, no, it's pretty good. Yeah. We've got a real good setup. Lucky enough to have two very good mechanics who like you can just trust with everything, and they kind of know how everything works now. So I basically leave a lot of the day to day or like stuff during the races to them, and it kind of just runs itself. Everyone knows what to do, and so it's relatively easy.
Right.
So
what's the team vibe like? I mean, I know it's a weird question, but like I had Kathy Sessler on here, and she was talking about how like it's obviously a really chilled atmosphere. Results are kind of semi-important. Obviously, they are important on the whole, but like they don't really push too hard. But the Bergamont guys pretty sweet with you guys just representing the brand's good and doing what you can, sort of thing.
Yeah, I think they're pretty happy with how we go about things because, we definitely raised raised the profile of Bergamont like outside of Germany quite a lot, which I think they appreciate. And at the same time, we've always had really good results.
Plenty of media attention as too, which is really
good. So they pretty much just give us free rein as long as we as long as we fill like our contractual stuff. So it's pretty chilled out, really. There's no one like barking up my tree to do this, do that. It's like real chilled.
Loving it.
Yeah,
all right.
And then same for the riders. Like there's no pressure whatsoever for results. Like I'd rather someone have a sick weekend and enjoy themselves, even if they crash or don't qualify. I couldn't care less really, as long as they're enjoying riding the bike.
Yeah. That's good. You sound like a perfect team manager, mate. I'd ride well under you. I'd be like,
I wouldn't say perfect, but yeah.
No, it's good, man. Sweet. Obviously, it's getting relatively late here. I don't want to keep you too much longer, but I wanted to, for my own personal sort of like gratification, I want to get your best World Cup family story from you, if that's all right, because I'm guessing it's going to be a pretty good one.
It's putting me on the spot here.
Yeah, I know. Sorry about
that. Shit. There was one year we it was the first year we were running the team, and our mechanic at the time managed to snap the key off in our van.
Is it? What's that old van? I don't even know what model it was.
Black Pearl.
Yeah, that was up at Steve's house for a little while, right? Wasn't it? Yeah. I remember seeing it up there.
Yeah, so we snapped the key off, and he's a car mechanic himself, so he was like, no, actually, like Rupert Chapman, he was travelling with us.
Right.
He'd actually been watching Cops, and he said that he'd seen people break the steering lock on these vans, so we were like, sweet, we'll do that. So there's like three of us at like 2 a.m, swinging off the steering wheel, and then we managed to snap the steering wheel off. So yeah,
awesome. In the middle of the World Cup pits. Right, okay.
Yeah. And it was like end of the weekend. So long story short, we ended up buying some mole grips off Reedy and drove the van back to London with mole grips.
Shit, that's a long way.
Yeah.
What was top speed of that thing?
It was pretty slow.
Yeah,
like maybe 50 miles max.
Well, it didn't look like a rocket ship. Like it looked cool, but didn't look the fastest weapon.
Yeah. So some pretty. Yeah, it was pretty hairy going down, like driving from Marybelle back to the motorway. But once we got on the motorway, it was all good.
Sweet.
And then we left the van with our friend in London who was going to take it to some festivals, but it actually ended up some squatters moved into it, and they're like full-on junkies. Just ended up living in the back. Yeah, so he ended up having to get it towed because they were like shooting up and stuff in
it. Perfect ending for any vehicle, I think.
Yeah, so it was definitely it passed on the legacy to the junkies.
Yeah, he did indeed. He did indeed. Some good times for those people in there, no doubt.
Yeah.
All right. So I think it's best. Let's just crack on. I got a bunch of listener questions. I can't speak. Sorry, man. It's getting late. It's Friday. It's been a long week this week, man. I'm beat. There's quite a lot. I don't know if you saw all the ones that came in on your Instagram. I think potentially the most listener questions ever. Yeah.
Sweet.
Loics was good, away. But I wrote a shit ton of them down, so I figured we could do it almost like a quick fire round.
Yeah.
Sweet. That's good. All right. So kind of answered some of them, but we'll just see what happens. So Instagram @beanies. How rowdy was that Fernhill party?
9 out of 10 rowdy. 9 out of 10 would recommend to a friend.
Should be a party planner too, like Corey or whatever his name was.
Yeah, just call me Van Wilder.
@Smith Tech. Do you sometimes go a bit Genghis Khan?
Yeah, he's actually our suspension guy.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Is there an inside joke in that one or no?
Not really. I just couldn't stop singing along to that Mike Snow song, Genghis Khan, and we drove him up the wall.
Sweet.
And I'm not very. Yeah.
Are you not?
No, not at all,
dude.
I think I
am. We got @Reese Wallace. How much diesel can you drink?
Compulsory 6-pack on a Friday night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know that guy or no?
Diesel's it's a bourbon and coke drink in New Zealand, and yeah, we've got a little bit of a crew called the Diesel Athletes. Yeah, you can like them on Instagram or follow them on Instagram, Diesel Athletes.
@Diesel Athletes.
Yeah.
Shout out. All right. Don't blame me if that account goes wild now after all these listeners.
Yeah.
@Mum@64. Do you like fox hunting?
Do I like fox hunting?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, there's a story behind that.
Okay, go for it.
An enduro after party, there was a load of stuffed foxes on the wall, and we managed to acquire one from this bar. And then turns out the bar wasn't that stoked, and they definitely wanted their fox back. So we just kept posting pictures of the fox eating breakfast with us. And then managed to return it to some not so impressed bar staff the next day.
Amazing. So, I like that there's stories behind these. It's pretty cool.
All for fox hunting.
@Car1 Jones. Why do you always crash in World Cup runs? Fucking hell. I'm sorry, man. I should have read that one before I said.
No, that's all good. Yeah, full on amateur. Yeah. I'm still learning how to ride a bike.
It's all right. It's all good. We all are, surely.
Yeah.
@Pave Dog. How long are your toes, and what do they say about your origin?
I'm called the Taranaki long toe because I've got a long big toe, which says a lot about my origin because I'm from Taranaki.
Okay. Right. @Ben Reader. Do the skills of riding horses as a child translate to downhill?
Yeah, they definitely do when you're both feet clipped out, tripoding through a section. It's like riding a horse without a saddle.
Rodeo.
Yeah. Yeah. Similar to my second crash at Fort William.
Yeah.
Where I perfectly displayed the rodeo.
That was a perfect display, man. I'll be honest. I watched that video last night.
Yeah. Oh, it was real good. It was like as I was crashing, I was thinking to myself, like I was actually thinking this, like if you've ever seen the Long Gully DH crash on YouTube, if you haven't seen it, look it up now. And I was just thinking, this is Long Gully DH right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Epic ragdoll at the end through some trees.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the trees, I guess, never really came for you because you kept shooting off. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I was like, well, is this ever going to end? I just keep going deeper and deeper into the bushes. Yeah.
You just come out of the pits at the bottom at the wrong side.
Yeah.
At Lucanios, what's the weirdest place you've ever slept?
Trying to think. Oh, one World Cup after party. I was a little bit disorientated in Andorra and got the wrong way home, and it was freezing, and I was like, this is completely cooked. I'm going to like actually die. So I tried to sleep in a wheelie bin to keep warm, and then managed to flag down a car out of my wheelie bin.
Right. I bet that looked hilarious.
Yeah. But it was kind of a do or die sleep. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I wasn't really sleeping. I was just trying to survive.
Okay. At Hayden Davis 74. Oh god, that's stupid. Would you rather have a penis for nipples or a nipple for a penis? It's a question on everyone's lips, dude. I mean,
I'd definitely have penises for nipples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'd go with you on that one too.
Yeah. It's pretty self-explanatory.
As you can tell, we're kind of getting weirder as we go down this list, but there's not many left, so we should be pretty much done. At J to the Grice. So, if you had to be a Siamese or conjoined twin with another person, who would it be, and what cake would you make?
Siamese twin. I'd do it with some like pro surfer or something. Yeah. Lounge at the beach, hang out with all the hot, mainly just to hang out with all the hot girls.
Sounds good. Make space cakes too. Sorry, put words into your mouth, but
yeah, we'll go with that. I'll make some space cakes. Yeah.
All right, last one of these. Sandy Plenty, who's one of our dealers from Trailhead. What would you be doing if you weren't a pro mountain bike rider?
I don't know. I'd like to think that. Well, I'd just be like just working a shitty job and living in Whistler or something. Because when I first left uni, I like applied for all these, like grad jobs and stuff, and then I just realised that they all sound so boring and shit, and that I didn't want to do that. So I don't think I'd be doing that for sure, because it only took me about a week of applying for these crappy jobs to realise that that's not what I wanted to be doing. So I don't know. Yeah, I'd probably be doing the same, but just not doing it for a job. I'd just be full bike bum.
I've got mad respect for you, dude, because it seems like you're constantly having a laugh. Like, obviously traveling the world with a bunch of friends. I mean, what's not to love, really, you know?
Well, that's the thing. Like, it was never my plan to make this a job or anything. So as long as it, now the goal is to just keep it going as long as possible, and just enjoy it while it lasts. Because at the end of the day, you've got to put in the work, but it's pretty surreal. It doesn't seem like a job, so you can't take it for granted. Just riding it out as long as we can.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
All right, so last thing is what I've been doing is having the previous guest set a question for the next guest, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So the last one we had was Boris Bayer, Mad Dog, and his question's kind of hard to explain, but I'm going to try my best. And he wanted to ask, obviously he didn't know it was going to be you. So if you wanted to have one rider's skill, so let's say it's Andrea Lacondega's whip, for example, what rider would it be and what skill would you have and what body part would you sacrifice to get it? I have no idea where that came from out of his brain, dude. It was amazing.
He is the mad dog, so.
He is.
I'm body part.
Yeah.
Can it be like a finger or something's too small, so we'll go for like a limb. I'm probably going to cut my leg off like halfway between my ankle and knee, about there.
Right.
And that'd be to have. And so what was it? Do I get to pick the rider?
Yeah, like the rider and like their thing that they've got like synonymous for, like known for.
I'd probably go for just Rat Boy's all-round bike skill, because when you ride with them, the more impressed I am.
Sweet.
And yeah, I'll just lose the leg halfway. Yeah.
Sounds good. Perfect. Good answer, man.
So do I get to do a question now?
You do, yeah, and you obviously don't know who the next guest is going to be.
Okay. I've already got the question.
Sweet.
Fuck, marry, kill the women's top 10 UCI World Cup.
Okay. So so just 3 people out of that.
Yeah.
All the top 10.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I've not played Fuck, Marry, Kill for ages. Okay, that's amazing.
So I'm looking forward to listening to the next one to see the answer.
Yeah, I know the person who it's going to be as well, so it should be pretty cool. It should be a good answer.
No.
Obviously, I usually like to keep these episodes around an hour, but like we're a little bit short. But it's late. It's Friday night. Like, let's be honest. I'm guessing that was probably, is it your first podcast you've done?
It is. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, man. I really appreciate it.
No worries. Thanks for having me on the show.
Man, no problem at all. Absolute pleasure. And I'm sorry it's kind of all been a little bit rushed and stuff like that. But
no need to apologise. I enjoyed it.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
Yeah.
Well, say hello to Craig for me, please. And I'll no doubt, obviously, people will be listening to this. It'll be Tuesday, but I'll probably catch up with you tomorrow.
Yeah, sweet.
All right, dude.
Cool. Righto, man.
All right, man. It's been a pleasure. And for anyone out there listening, don't forget, go over, follow Ed. It's at Ed Masters. Yeah, on Instagram, and obviously we've got a Facebook page and stuff.
Yep.
Don't forget to tell them that you listened and obviously that you enjoyed it. So
cool.
Sweet, dude. Have a great evening. Take it easy.
Thanks, man.
See you tomorrow.
Righto. See ya.
Peace. All right. There we go, episode number 27 in the bag. I hope you all agree it was pretty cool to hang out and listen to some stories by Ed Masters. An awesome guest, and really, really good of him to stay up late on a Friday evening to throw that down. And I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, if you have enjoyed this episode of the podcast, please head to iTunes, leave a review, 5 stars if you can, and write something. Funnier the better. Just let us know what you think. It's great to read your feedback and to also, well, it really helps as well. It helps the podcast grow, it gets more people involved, and the more the merrier. Don't forget, obviously, 35bikes.com, use promo code podcast to get 15% off any order. If you head into Fort William, I'll be on the sack stand pretty much all the time, so head over, come and chat podcast with me if you've got any questions, concerns, or you just want to come and say hello, just do it. And if you mention the podcast, you'll get 10% off all Sacks underwear. I think that's pretty much everything. We've got some interesting news coming up for you soon regarding a new sponsor who's coming on board, and yeah, loads happening behind the scenes. This thing's growing, it's killer, and it's thank you mainly to you guys. If you didn't listen, we'd have nothing. So thank you. Thanks for the feedback again. Have a great week. No doubt catch up with you all soon. Peace out.